Isaiah 41 verse 13. For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, do not fear, I will help you. There are mornings when I wake up with a feeling that is hard to name. It is not exactly sadness, and not quite despair either. It feels more like a thin layer of mist inside my heart, one that slows down every thought, that makes me lie still for a few extra minutes before finding the courage to sit up. I think you may have experienced this too. A morning without any major crisis, yet something inside feels heavy. The worries left unresolved from yesterday are still there. Questions about the future remain unanswered. And sometimes, what exhausts me most is not any specific problem, but the sense that I have to carry everything on my own. On mornings like these, I often open the Bible, not because I am especially disciplined or devout, but because I need something to lean on. Today, the passage that appeared before me was Isaiah 41 verse 13. Just one short verse, yet it held me there for a long time. I am the one who holds your right hand, not standing at a distance, not merely offering words of encouragement from afar, but holding my hand. Such a human, intimate, and tender gesture. I asked myself, why this verse today? Perhaps because deep within, I am afraid. I am not always able to name my fears clearly. Sometimes it is the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of disappointing others. At other times, it is a vague fear about the future, about things that have not yet happened but quietly haunt me. I still go to work, still smile, still complete what needs to be done. Yet there is a fragile part of me that feels easily wounded. And often, I hide that part, even from God. But today's verse does not ask me what I am afraid of. It simply says, do not fear. Not as a cold command, but as the reassurance of someone who is already holding my hand. I imagine a child crossing a busy street, his hand tightly held by his father. The noise is still there, the cars are still rushing past, but the child is no longer overwhelmed, because he knows he is not walking alone. I realize that my faith is often just like that. Not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of a hand. One small detail in this verse moves me deeply: your right hand. The right hand is usually the stronger hand, the one we use to work, to grasp, to act. When God says He holds my right hand, I sense that He is supporting the very things I struggle to do each day. The quiet efforts, the unseen perseverance, the moments when I wonder whether I am heading in the right direction. He does not only comfort my emotions, He accompanies my very real, very concrete journey of living. I remember a season in my life when I had to make an important decision. I prayed a great deal, yet my heart remained full of anxiety. I was afraid of choosing wrongly, afraid of the consequences, afraid of bearing responsibility if things did not turn out as I hoped. I waited for a clear sign, a definitive answer, but all I received was a very gentle, fragile sense of calm. Looking back now, I understand. Perhaps God did not promise to show me every outcome in advance, but He did hold my hand so that I could take the next step. You may be in a similar place right now. A decision you are afraid to make. Path that is still unclear. A burden you do not know how to share. You may be asking yourself, What if I'm not strong enough? What if I can't do this? Today's verse does not say that you will always be strong or always succeed. It offers only one quiet but profound promise: I will help you. I love that God uses the word help, not do everything for you. He does not remove all difficulties or erase every challenge. But He does not leave me alone either. There are days when I am still tired, still discouraged, still tempted to give up. Yet when I remember that someone is holding my hand, I no longer feel meaningless. I may move slowly, I may feel weak, but I am not abandoned. This verse also reminds me of very human relationships in my life. Moments when someone listened to me without judgment, when someone simply sat beside me without many words, yet their presence alone made my heart lighter. I believe God's love often comes to me in the same way, not loud or dramatic, but faithful and quietly steadfast. There was a time when I thought I had to be good enough, strong enough, or faithful enough to deserve God's presence. But Isaiah 41 verse 13 says the opposite. God holds my hand when I am afraid, which means that even in my weakness, He is already with me. This changes how I see myself. I no longer feel the need to hide my fears, my limits, or my moments of not being okay. I can bring all of it before God, like a child placing trembling hands into a parent's grasp. I ask myself, if today I truly believed this verse, how would my day be different? Perhaps I would be less harsh with myself when I fall short. Perhaps I would be gentler with myself when I feel tired. Perhaps I would dare to take one small step forward, even without seeing the whole path. And perhaps I would also be gentler with you and with others, because I know that everyone carries hidden fears of their own. Imagine this for a moment. Sometime today, when you feel anxious or tense, pause briefly and picture a hand holding yours. Not pulling you forward faster, but walking with you at your pace. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to rush. Simply stay in that moment and breathe. I am learning that faith is not a constant feeling of confidence, but a choice to trust, made again and again, each day. Some days it comes easily. Other days I must remind myself many times. But Isaiah 41 verse 13 does not depend on my emotions. God's promise does not change with my mood. He remains the one who holds my hand, even when I cannot feel it clearly. As I reflect on this, my heart softens. I no longer feel the need to force myself to be stronger than I truly am. I allow myself to be a human being learning how to trust, learning how to live, learning how to love. And in that journey, I am not alone. Perhaps today you are beginning your day with many uncertainties. Perhaps you carry a small joy or a sorrow you have not yet named. Wherever you are on your journey, I hope this verse can reach you as it has reached me, not to remove every difficulty, but to remind you that you are not alone. And now, after this time of reflection, I want to invite you into prayer, not as a ritual, but as a very honest conversation, the way a child speaks to a loving father. Lord, I come to you today with everything that is in my heart. It may be peace, it may be anxiety, or perhaps both at once. You know what I am afraid of, even when I cannot name it myself. I thank you for not waiting until I am strong before holding my hand, but for holding my hand even when I am trembling. Lord, Help me remember that you are the one who holds my right hand. When I face difficult decisions, let me trust that you are there. When I feel inadequate, remind me that I do not have to do everything alone. Teach me to take small steps with simple trust, even when the road ahead is not yet clear. Please also be with the one who is listening to these words. You know the burdens they carry and the questions they hold inside. Let them feel your gentle presence today, not as pressure to be better, but as an invitation to rest in your love. Lord, there are times when I am tired from trying for too long. Times when I fear that if I stop, everything will fall apart. But your word today reminds me that I am allowed to stop, allowed to breathe, allowed to be weak. Teach me to trust that my worth is not found in what I achieve, but in the fact that I am your child. As I step into this new day, let me carry the awareness that you walk with me in every conversation, every task, every small moment. Help me notice the quiet signs of your love, a kind word, a needed pause, an opportunity to rest. Lord, teach me to place my hand in yours and let you lead me, not at the pace of the world, but at the rhythm of love. When I stumble, remind me that your hand is still there. When I succeed, remind me that I have never done anything alone. I entrust this day to you, with everything I know and everything I do not know. I do not ask for a perfect day. I only ask for a day lived in your presence. Let me, and let the one listening, each in our own way, know that we are held, loved, and accompanied. Lord, I thank you for this simple yet steadfast promise. Do not fear, I will help you. May this promise remain in our hearts, not only today, but in every day of our journey. Amen.